This is Mark Hilliard from Beyond 20. Today I want to talk about the form arrangement for major objects. When we talk about the form arrangement, we're talking about how the form and its related tabs are associated on the screen when you're looking at them. By default, tabs show up at the bottom of the screen, usually taking up about 10 to 20% of the screen. However, you can change the default of this. You don't have to see the tabs at the bottom, and they don't have to take up such a small portion of the screen if you don't want them to. Of course, we all know that we can drag tabs around and move them to reorder them and put them in places that we want. We can control their visibility individually, but we also have the ability to change the entire form arrangement. If you go to the area here where you would drag the size up or down of this window, if you right-click, you'll see you now have two new options. One is the splitter position, and the other is splitter properties. Now, splitter position actually shows where the tabs will appear on the screen in relation to the main form. Top-bottom being the default, which would be your main form on the top and the tabs at the bottom. Left and right, your form would be on the left, your tabs on the right. Bottom top, same thing, your tabs will go above the form, and right left, tabs to the left, form to the right. The way this actually ends up looking in reality, I'll show you what the left-right form looks like. You can see now my tabs are over here on the right side of the screen rather than at the bottom. This could be very helpful or useful to you if you happen to have forms that are very narrow and long, especially if you have some tabs that you really want to be able to see along right with the form at the same time. The other thing you can do, and I'll just go ahead and put these back to their default at the bottom, is you can change how much of the screen the tabs take up by default by going to the splitter properties. You'll see here how we initially size them, and again size to first, which means what it's going to do is it's going to try and size itself to the first tab so that you can actually see as much of the form as possible while still actually getting some data from the bottom. You can change this up if you'd like. You can say a percentage. You could say that it takes up 50% of the screen if you'd like. Sizing to second, that would be saying basically I want to make sure that the tabs at the bottom take up a better part of the screen than the form at the top. And then we could give it a specific size in actual pixels. So if I wanted this to be, 400 or 500 pixels tall, I could do that. The other thing I can do here is I can decide when it auto resizes. And you can limit how large the splitter can be when you automatically position it. The auto resize splitter actually helps, so if you go to a form, it would actually change the size of the tabs vertically or horizontally depending on their placement. This is all very, very helpful because one of the things that we find as users of the Cherwell system is a lot of the time those tabs seem to be difficult to deal with because of real estate problems on the screen. So you can, and you can do this per object, make this a little more usable for your users and your customers by adjusting the splitter itself and maybe putting the tabs in a different location on the screen to make it a little bit easier for everyone to see. Well, I hope this has actually been helpful for some of you, and as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us on our website, www.beyond20.com, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Beyond 20 LLC. Thank you.